Welcome back. If you've been following our European vacation series, you know we started our journey in the vibrant city of Budapest. Today, we're continuing our adventure in Vienna, Austria. As part of our Great Value Vacation package, we'll be reviewing the entire experience at the end of the trip. So stay tuned for our final verdict. After a little over 2 hours of comfortable train ride from Budapest, we arrived at Vienna's main train station around 11:30 in the morning. From there, we headed straight to our hotel to drop off our luggage and get ready to explore this magnificent city. Our first stop was the bustling Naschmarkt, Vienna's most famous market. We wandered through the vibrant stalls before settling down at a local restaurant for a delicious seafood platter. The fresh flavors were just what we needed to kick off our Viennese adventure. Next, we took a leisurely stroll down Mariahilfer Straße, one of Vienna's busiest shopping streets. On the way back to our hotel, we couldn't resist stopping for a fresh and berry bubble waffle, an indulgent treat to end our day. Day 2 began with a visit to the museum's quarter. This area is packed with cultural institutions and art spaces perfect for picture taking. Here's a tip. Head up to the Leopold Museum Cafe. You'll get stunning view of the museum's quarter, and it's an ideal spot to watch the sunset. From there, we walked over to Maria-Theresien-Platz, where you'll find two grand museums facing each other, the Natural History Museum and the Museum of Art History. Although we didn't go inside due to time constraints, the architecture alone is worth the visit. Next, we visited the Mozart Monument, a beautiful statue set in a serene park. It's a lovely place to pause and appreciate Vienna's rich musical heritage. As we continued, we passed by the House of History, Austria's first museum dedicated to contemporary history. It's a fascinating place that dives deep into the nation's complex past. Our next stop was the Sisi Museum at the Hofburg Palace Apartments. Empress Elisabeth, affectionately known as Sisi, is one of Austria's most beloved historical figures. She became the Empress of Austria and Queen of Hungary through her marriage to Emperor Franz Joseph. We explored the opulent rooms of her apartment, where you can almost feel the presence of this mysterious empress. Unfortunately, cameras were not allowed inside, but the experience was truly memorable. For those interested in learning more about Sisi and the Austrian Empire, I highly recommend watching the Netflix series The Empress. It's a fantastic way to dive deeper into the history and to fall in love with Sisi, just as Austria has. I've included the link to the trailer in the description below. After all that walking, we had certainly worked up an appetite. We headed to the famous Café Central, a historic coffee house known for its elegant interior and literary past. Here we indulged in a traditional Wiener Schnitzel. We also had a hearty goulash with potatoes, rich Wiener melange, and Kaiserschmarrn, a fluffy shredded pancake dessert served with plum. A tip for fellow travelers: make a reservation ahead of time. We waited about 45 minutes to be seated, but it was definitely worth the wait. After our meal, we walked over to the Vienna Plague Column, an ornate Baroque monument in the city center. The surrounding area is filled with shops, perfect for a leisurely stroll. We continued our walk towards Stephansplatz, where we took more photos of Vienna's iconic landmarks before hopping on the U-Bahn back to our hotel. Vienna's train system is incredibly efficient and convenient, making it easy to get around the city. In the evening, we headed to the Musikverein, one of the world's most famous concert halls, to watch a classical music concert. The venue itself is a masterpiece of architecture, and the concert was an unforgettable experience, even though recording was not allowed during the performance. And that wraps up our second day in Vienna. Tomorrow we're off to explore more of this beautiful city before heading to our final destination, Prague. On our third day, we took public transportation to the stunning Schönbrunn Palace. This former imperial summer residence is a must-see. We spent the morning wandering around the expansive gardens, taking photos, and soaking in the grandeur. You'll need at least half a day to explore the grounds, and even more time if you plan to visit inside the palace, where you can see the beautifully preserved rooms of the Habsburg monarchy. From Schönbrunn, we hopped on the train to Prater Amusement Park. We then rode the Wiener Riesenrad, the giant Ferris wheel. This iconic attraction was built in 1897 to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of Emperor Franz Joseph I. Standing at 65 meters tall, it offers breathtaking views of Vienna, especially at sunset. The Wiener Riesenrad has become a symbol of the city, and from the top, you can take in panoramic views of the park and beyond. The park itself is full of life, and even though we didn't go on many rides, the atmosphere was fantastic. Just being there amongst the energy of the park was a pleasant and enjoyable experience. As the sun began to set, we returned to the museum's quarter. Remember that tip about the Leopold Museum Cafe? We put it to good use again, capturing the museum's quarter and the beautiful evening light. Afterward, we strolled around Maria-Theresien-Platz, Natural History Museum, and Museum of Art History for some evening photos before heading back to our hotel to call it a night. Tomorrow morning, we're off to our final destination, Prague. We'll explore the city's rich history, stunning architecture, and of course, continue our quest for the best goulash. After trying Hungary's and Austrian versions, we'll be judging which country serves up the best dish. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe for more travel adventures. As always, boldly discover.